Hello everybody, and welcome back to the OS World Cup 2020. In just a few moments, we're going to be showing off the last of the maps that the players will be playing, the Grand Finals map pool. I have no idea what's about to come up. I'm about to find out just as soon as you guys. But these two are our Master of Ceremonies. They know what's up. First of all, Half Slashed is joining us. What's up, mate?
Hey, how you doing, Dooms?
I'm doing good, mate. And also one of the poolers and one of the key components in what we're about to show you, Mr. OMG Fools. How's it going?
Hello, I'm doing fine, and another weekend, another pool, and this one's gonna be last, so let's make it a banger.
I'm so curious. I have no idea about what's coming up, and I'm just curious to see what you've done, because last year's Grand Finals pool was a doozy, but I'm expecting a harder pool now, but I mean, you guys know, I suppose we have everything lined up.
This is definitely going to be a harder pool, right? You know, it's a Grand Finals, right? It's going to be harder. I know Fours has, in the past, we talked about this, and he mentioned that he was actually going for easier than last year's Grand Finals. So I'm expecting to see something along that, but I don't actually know all of what the pool looks like. I just know that I have seen some things, and there's some stuff. There's some stuff, and I think there's going to be some legendary things in particular. So
yeah, I would definitely agree in the sense that in some parts you can expect it to be easier, and in some parts you can expect it to be actually harder than last year, because there were some parts last year where some skill sets were a bit on the easier side in the entire scope of the pool.
Yeah, I think it's just something that mirrors the trends of how players have been developing, right? I think last year was one of the first or second, maybe the second time in the OWCs where they started to really represent that speed skill set, since that started to really go up in the past couple of years. And I'm kind of expecting that to be way harder than last year, pretty much. Or not way, but at least a pool difficulty harder. So, but I'm expecting other things to more or less remain around the same.
I suppose that pretty much covers the preamble, I guess. As long as, Streamer and Mr. Fours is ready to get us going, I guess we can get on with showing off these maps, all right?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I'm in my head right now. I'm calculating a couple of. I'm basically doing a raffle almost for who's the No Mod 1. Oh wait, I haven't seen this name before. Looks like we're gonna be seeing Kyoso wa Hakuen wo. Oh, I don't know. It went too fast. It's a Yusomi map. Okay.
The Yusomi No Mod 1.
Yeah, thank you a lot for that one, because to be honest, I don't think anyone could have done it better. But yeah, this one is the No Mod 1 map, and No Mod 1, the first slot in the No Mod bracket, usually defined by jumps. And as you can see, there's a lot of jumps. This is also a featured artist and a custom map by Yusumi. Most of you guys might know Yusumi as a mapper who maps a lot of very tech-style stuff and very snappy stuff. But back in the days, he actually mapped a lot of these really space jump maps. And this is pretty much almost going back to the roots for Yusumi, something he hasn't done in quite a while, to be honest, and I think he delivered pretty well here. Replays by Jordan, thank you for a replay.
Look, you say you know him for jumps? Look, I know this guy for his background choices, right? And we're seeing some evidence of that, right, in this one, but I can assure you, there's no way this was the first one, right?
Oh,
there's
no.
No way!
No.
You might have gone through at least 3 or 4, and they were not viewer friendly, right?
I mean, there was a CS0 background early on, let's put it that way. Circle size 0, but you know what? We downgraded to circle size 3. It's fine. But you know what? It was the first try after the last background, and I think this should be fine. No seagulls though, right? Remember that background.
Right. Speaking of seagulls, right? A certain swole seagull I know this is the type of. With Yusomi's backgrounds, it would go something like, "Hey, you need to take this down, but give me the source," right? So. Oh.
Well, yeah, it's 209 BPM as you can see, so not as fast as you would, for example, see Corsairs, which is, I guess, a pretty good relative reference here. 209 BPM a bit lower there, so just focusing on having high spacing, but not going too high with your BPM, because when you increase the BPM by too much, then the jumps end up being really short, but still really difficult, and you really want to get those players jumping from edge to edge.
Yeah, I think once you get to like 210, yeah, the category you'd put those jumps in does start to change, I guess. It's just about on the cusp of that, where it's still going to be comfortable in terms of flow, but it's, in terms of mechanics, it's about as extreme as pure jump maps are going to get, really. Looking pretty comfortable in terms of flow, though. But we saw in the last No Mod 1, FCs generally were at a premium. And this pushes that even further, even though it looks like a very similar sort of map in style.
Oh yeah, if you compare it to Barky Mad Dog has, I guess, a lot less angle variance if you look at jump-to-jump type angles. But generally, Usumi is a bit more of an all-round jump test here, instead of just like very high spacing, because there's a bit of spacing variance more than Barky Mad Dog and angle variance.
Yeah, I see what you mean, actually. It is a bit less just purely straightforward in terms of the feel, yeah. I agree. Like, this sort of Usumi jump map it's the staple of multi-lobbies all across the land, really. Except usually, you know, it's not exactly... you know, you don't see too many high combos there, but they're multiplayer favourites.
I mean, even I've got a couple of Usumi's jump maps before he went into YFBMP style, like Mach 5 or whatever.
They're straight up like 4-dimensional chess mapping.
Yeah.
Damn straight.
Oh, is this a Mazarin No Mod 2? Okay, then.
Look, I'm sorry, I was too spooked to even read this out. This is Shackled to the Trilithon of Cthulhu. I don't know what that diff name is. I can't pronounce that. Don't ask me. This looks like streams.
That diff name is probably a way to summon Cthulhu and sacrifice a goat at the same time. I don't know, it's some voodoo stuff, alright? But, you know, this map's also kind of voodoo stuff if you look at this. Mazarin has let's just say he delivered on when we said we want to stream map. The thing is, when you tell Mazarin to do something, he does it so well that it's incredibly hard. So we actually had to get this map nerfed and reworked at some parts, like 3 or 4 times.
Yep.
It used to be 7.4 stars, by the way, and we actually removed really harsh angles, which were not part of the star rating. This map is 200 BPM stream. You need stamina, but not just stamina. This focuses on stream angles as well, as you can see. It has 2 very distinct parts you have to really look forward to. It's the first Ki, which is essentially just kind of comfortable streams, but like just balls to the walls, non-stop streaming. And the second one has a bit more angles, where you have to pay a lot more attention to the streams themselves, and not just the big spacing. And otherwise, this map has some higher slider velocity in the slow parts, but I mean, this is a Mazarin map throughout.
Oh, wow. I'm gonna be honest, I was not expecting this one, that's for sure. Right? This is just like the starkest contrast that you could ever offer between like last week's No Mod 2. Oh man, this is like almost the complete opposite. The other one was less about the stamina and more about just like the aim. This one is all about like the aim, really. I mean, it does not let up on the stamina, right? I have not seen any real breakpoints. Like, this is just like constant metal drum fill, and it is just mapped the entire way through. There's no opportunity to let go here. But this is definitely a lot harsher on the aim.
Yeah, the last one we had, it was the MA, right? The Idki map. That was 200 BPM, but the flow in that was super comfy. And we did see a lot of teams do alright on that, but this map is anything but. This one's much more nasty. Look at these little jolts and these quads. And this is like 2/3 into the map. This is brutal on the spacing.
Yeah, this one definitely was an experience. I think this was one of the first 5 finished maps of the entire ODVC. And I mean, we had to invest a lot of time to get this to the difficulty it is right now. And I think at least 10 people have looked at this to get it right, because this is number 2s in tournaments is always a bit of an iffy part, right? Some people like it this way, some people like it that way, and it's really hard to get it right. So let's hope people will like this one and we got it right here.
I'm really liking the look of this. This is spicy. I mean, a lot of the flow is kind of okay, but it's the spacing changes, man. It's those changes.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, I'm just I am definitely, you know, I'm definitely caught off guard on this one. I don't really have much to say. I'm just kind of looking in awe, right? Like, this is, you know, it's just like if Matherin was mapping normally, except on a song that's 40 BPM lower. Like, this is like, yeah. But hey, it might be people. It might be you know, 20 viable at this BPM. Who knows? So.
I do think so, to be fair. But FCs on that, yeah, I'd love to see someone FC that next week. I'll be surprised. I think people do okay.
Wait, what? Wait, what? Okay, now, if I thought I was surprised with the last one. This is something I was not expecting. What? No. I'm not speaking on this. Forz, you want to explain to everyone what you have done?
Oh, you wanna tell me? Maybe can you tell me what this map is about? I mean, you might know this one a bit better than me.
Unfortunately, a bit too well, right? So, this is a progression from last week, right? So last week, the Nomad 3 was definitely a lot more on the variable spacing, variable angles, very wonky, right? So the natural progression from that is, what do? You go for even wonkier, even more spacing changes, and yeah, it's some pretty hard stuff. This is a map that was actually made for Corsace. It was a collab between me and Yaspo. Dishonor by Human. It's a remix of the Bone Trussel, I think, the Papyrus theme from Undertale, and it is beyond messed up, right? So they, like, even here in the comp parts, you see all these kinds of spacing changes and angle changes. This is like a true test of, can you handle, can you actually just like handle aim changes like this, like switching between flow and snap aim and reading all the spacing changes. So yeah.
Yeah, this is a stark contrast to last year's All-Night map, which had Elasta in it, which was more of like a low BPM stream map, I would say. This one's a bit more, yeah, snappy. A lot of tough patterns, let's say. Let's put it that way. Also, the first time I had to do it. I you know, at some point I was like, I cannot fall back and reuse a Corsace map. But you know what? I think this pull was the moment I was forced to.
Wow. Dooms is speechless after all that.
I'm just taking this in. It's like the last, you know, the Jones map we had was a nasty one. A lot of teams had some issues, but this looks even crazier with the variance and spacing.
Chrysalis
step
seed,
up
I
in
mean,
the same sort of style.
how hard is it if Chrysalis seed? I mean, come on.
How hard can it be, apart from the guy that FCs everything?
Yeah. Alright, looks like here we have Fluctuation by Zek. This is a featured artist. This is a tech map, and it is a familiar face in Asilica, who is very comfortable at this. So, yeah, it's a tech map. What else is going on here, Forz?
So what's going on here are some spicy sliders, as you can see. This map is essentially, I think the main difficulty of this is exactly the part you just saw. It is the 1/4 into 1/3 into 1/4. This map has a lot of respectable rhythm and a lot of very hard snaps you have to properly play. The map is slightly changed, so some of the snaps are spaced a bit lower than you can see right now, but otherwise, what you see is what you get, and this map's just 2 minutes of hard patterns. Some of the last streams I actually moved, so do not fret there. But yeah, otherwise 190 BPM snaps all around on sliders and on surf.
I'm seeing some Trinity home run sliders here. Man, some of these slider shapes. Goodness me. I mean, there's like one tick in those really wide sliders. You sort of hit that, you combo it. But yeah, that's some bit of a puzzle element to that, I suppose, for teams figuring out how to tackle this.
Yeah, I was about to say, the density is insane on this. So it's like, you have to path through all of these sliders when, you know, you see like 5 on the screen at once because it's just so dense. And then you have to handle rhythm on top of that. Like, wow.
The approach rate is actually increased. So it's 9.5 for the replay, but it's actually gonna be 9.7, I believe, for the actual match.
You could put AR10 on this, and
yeah,
I wouldn't complain.
Just 9.5 definitely is a little bit more on the dense side.
I think this isn't too bad in terms of density, but the rhythm complexity makes it even trickier to read. Just the constant mix of rhythms in these. Among the tech aim you have to deal with. Yeah, it's a full-bodied tech pick with just about everything that you entail with that style, I suppose.
This was actually one of the most divisive maps in the internal playtesting team. It's either you love it or you hate it. It was so weird to work around with this map.
Sounds like a tech map.
That's a tech map for you.
Oh, okay. So here we're going to be seeing a LMT map this time around. It is going to be Hails from the Edge by Primir. I don't actually know the artist, so I don't even know if that pronunciation's right. So it's some speed.
Yeah, I mean, LMT is a map where kind of know what to expect when you hear like this instrumental, this genre, and LMT. These are 240 BPM bursts all around. Just a lot of balls to the walls. This is dreamy, tappy, just raw skill speed. There you go, with a decent amount of aim between the paths. But otherwise this has 3 key times, which are the main focus of the map in terms of difficulty. The one you see right now was one of them. Then there's one in the middle. And just the last 20-30 seconds of the map is the last hard part. In between that you have mostly aim. But otherwise 240 BPM bursts in a row. I think the longest burst is around 60 notes. Otherwise, you just have a short gap and then another burst, and it just keeps on going.
Yeah, this
bursts.
Yeah, I'm drawing some parallels to Mazarin's on this one, where this song doesn't really seem to let up, right? The way it lets up is, okay, you're going into singles, right? But this doesn't really give you a break, right? Just metal songs tend to do this, where you just have all these fills. I saw some pretty long streams, and this is 240 BPM. I think it goes up, some of the streams go up to like 30 notes from what I saw, so pretty interesting.
There's also some of the overlap finickiness, but if you can play the BPM, they weren't an issue for all the playtesters.
Yeah, plenty of bursts that like stop and start as well. Like a couple of sections where it's nothing but just constant bursts of 240. Longer streams for some of the speed players, they tend to be more comfortable than just constant bursts. You've got to constantly recover yourself, I suppose. Depends on the player. Can be harder for some.
Well, this is the nicest, the most player-friendly No Mod 5 I've seen because it has that 15-second break, right? Like,
yeah.
that is a real chill moment, or maybe it's just an extra stressor. So it goes kind of both ways for tournament players. It's like, can you keep your mental throughout the break, right? I've seen that a lot.
True, but it also gives you a moment to recover your stamina. We noticed in the No Mod 5 last week as well, because it was relentless. We saw players do well for the first half and then just burn out. So that break, can actually be quite useful for a few of the fringe players coming into this. But the map's harder to make up for it seems.
Yeah, I definitely noticed some of the higher spacing singles. There's more aim component than I would normally expect for something like this. And it's just to offset just some of what's going on. It's still not that hard, right? I think if you just like have a decent amount of flow aim skill, you should be able to hit some of the aim just fine. So,
if you want your no aim, pure speed and stamina pick, you're gonna have to wait for double time.
Looking good though. Do you like me some LMT speed? He's mapping a lot of it lately. It's been cool to play.
Oh boy.
Oh, here we go. Alright, No Mod 6 time. What we got?
I'm seeing a meme. This diff name is a meme.
Wait.
This diff name is a meme. So we're going to be seeing Sputnik 3 by like 2L. I don't know. Maybe it's double IL. I think it's 2L. Mapped by none other than Devious Panda. It's a Nomod 6. It's got a lot of hard to read stuff, right? This is AR9, so the density is actually kind of high, and the difficulty name is a parody of a Corsace, a Nomad 6. So that's kind of where that comes from.
This is the Nomad 6 for Grindfast. This is a map we have been working on for 2 months. We changed songs like 4 or 5 times. And we had so many drafts of different songs. And we ended up with this one, being the only one that kind of fits on a Grandfans level while being really hard in terms of rhythm, and also playable, and not too speedy, with like 300 BPM streams. So here you have a song which is 170 BPM with a 112 time signature throughout the entire map. You have 1/3, you have 1/4, you have 1/6. You have literally everything evolved and just changing from one note to the next. And it has been mapped in a way not like courses where the reading aspect is an issue too, with overlaps. This one is has been tried to be mapped as easy as possible, where you only have to focus on the rhythm and a bit on the aim obviously as well.
You kind of just confirm the trend. You can only have high-level Nomad 6s from space. That's it. There's just no other way now.
Oh, by the way, this replay was made by Bubbleman 20 minutes after he finished, after Devious Panda finished the map, posted the OC file. Bubbleman played this for 20 minutes, he seeded. That's all I need to say.
It's Bubbleman for you, dude. I don't know how he does it. I don't know how he does it. I bet he wishes this was OD 9.7 though. No, it didn't. It's like, dude, where's my OD 10? Too easy. But now these rhythms, yeah, it looks like you could get away with comboing it with like 89% maybe, but yeah, these rhythms, I'm watching it, I'm having a hard time gathering some of these rhythms from just watching it. I need to play this afterwards, man. To get
yeah, if you play it, it actually doesn't look as insane as it is. You just need to be careful of some parts. This ending part, for example, has the least amount of sliders. So if you don't know the rhythm, this is where you screw up the most.
Yeah, although I do expect some combo gaming, since it's not very short, like most rhythm gamey songs with weird rhythm, I don't expect it to be too bad for this one. So I think if you can act this, you're going to do very well due to how Score V2 handles length.
Oh my gosh, this map. Ah, okay. This is one I do know. I've played this before. Critical Cannonball.
You want to read it out and talk about the map then?
I can have a quick word, yeah. Critical Cannonball then. So this is the hidden one. This is a very streamy pick in hidden. Some really highly spaced streams at 190. Really brutal on hidden aim when it comes to these hidden streams. But the AR's quite high. But the patterning is what makes the difficulty on this. Once the map picks up a bit later on, the patterns get particularly nasty with some pretty tricky. It's got quite a few repeat sliders in this as well, if I remember. It's been a while since I played it.
Yeah, there's a small tech part coming up pretty soon with some repeat sliders you have to pay attention to. But this is the first KI, which is the lowest actually in terms of strain, stream strain. But this one has the most accelerating and decelerating streams. And the way this one is hard is just because it's hidden and streams. And because the streams, the notes are not the same spacing, this is really hard to follow for a lot of players. Now this is the tech part, which you have to practice a little bit just to know where the notes are on the sliders and how long you have to hold stuff for. And then at the end, you set it correctly, that's where like more streams happen, but it's a bit more straightforward. But the ending has been toned down quite a bit, because in the original diff, this map went up to 7 stars, it's now 6.7. So just some of the key, very spaced streams were nerfed.
Yeah, this looks like it looks like it pairs really nicely with the Nomad 4 that you had. I was noticing in that Nomad 4, you didn't have very many streams, right? It was more about, okay, you're playing the slider maze game, right? And this one is all about, like, okay, you've got streams, right? Very easy to miss on some of these hidden streams, especially at this BPM. The spacing varies a decent bit, but it's not too bad, honestly, from what I can tell. Never mind.
Yeah. Just wait until the map kicks in, mate.
Never mind. Hey, like,
these spacing changes, man.
Yeah.
This is you can play it and maybe one or two miss it, or you just cannot play it and you sit on a 100k score. Because with the way these streams are, sure, the OD is high enough, you're not going to note lock, but on hidden, you fall off one of these streams, you're losing so much hack, you're losing so much combo.
Yeah, this is a map we actually added like very late in the stage of into the pool. This is one of the last maps we added into the pool. Just got some changes in for Divas Panda. Thank you for being ready to make those changes last minute. But otherwise, yeah, it is slightly changed from the submitted version, not a custom map.
Song's a slapper though. Big fan of the song choice.
Check out this artist, just saying. He's great.
When you see it, man.
When you see it. Okay. So Forrest, we've been talking about this artist, for a while, but it looks like we're going to be seeing Kigurumi Sunkeki by Chikamori Kayako. And it's a Mirage map. So this is low AR. This looks like I could already hear the Maze of Vapor 3s in the
Have you
chat,
seen the difficulty name? Maze of Vapor, Labyrinth of Steam.
Good one.
It is very similar. It is very similar in style. It is.
Wait a second. Wait. When you see it. Wait. Were you playing this with the pre? Oh my god. I think I just got played.
All right. Let's continue. Let's look at the map. It is compared to Maze of Vapor. There's a lot less streams. Streams and the aim were both factors on the Maze of Vapor for last year. This one focuses a lot more on the aim aspect. It has 2 or 3 streams and some bursts, but otherwise it's more of the aim aspect. It has way more comfortable jumps. The last year it was so much more uncomfortable. This one should be more comfortable, but it is approaching 7.8. So that's just something a bit more spicy to throw at you, but otherwise this is your approach late map here.
Hey man, I was hoping there'd be something sub AR, right? Thanks for sating that, fools. Much appreciated. But yeah, this is looking pretty comfortable on the aim, but you're looking at like way over 6-star mechanics on such a low approach rate with hidden. It's something very uncommon. It's the sort of thing you barely ever see outside of tournament play. Something like this is really going to be outside the comfort zone of, unless the most versatile players have played in grand finals consistently and have played this sort of thing. This is uncommon at this sort of level.
And this is so fun. I love this. The song and the map just go really well together.
Yeah, so this is peak cursor awareness, I'd say, right? Yeah. Like, density is pretty high. It's pretty close to like the density you'd expect of like a 195 BPM map at AR8. But it's just like nothing in this is hard to read. It's all about the awkward aim. It's like, do you actually know where your cursor is? Otherwise, it's like prepared to miss like 5 times in a row. It's kind of like streams in that regard, just lower scale misses because it's not stream. So.
Yeah, this map just doesn't really let go. This is 6.27 stars of just low approach and high density jumps.
Constant little spacing changes just to keep you on your toes. Nice smoke. But yeah, the spacing changing in this, when you add like sub AR8 AR to it, yeah, all of a sudden every note becomes just a dodgy miss note on a map this long.
Okay, looks like we're getting another edited map here by, hold on. Okay, I'll ignore that replayer for a second, but it's like this is gonna be Gekka Bijin by Nishigomi Kakumi. And it's a Flask map, it looks like.
Yep,
So-
it is.
So I guess I guess this already does exist, and you contacted him for an edit because it's
Yeah.
called the edit version.
Yeah, this is one of the reasons why I was actually unluckily rooting for Flask to lose just so I can get an edit version of this one. I apologize, Taiwan, but you know, we had to bring sacrifices for this pool. But yeah, otherwise this is, I mean, the Flask map has been uploaded I think years ago already. But it has been edited a little bit to make it a bit more consistently difficult because it was a bit spiky towards the end. And this map is 150 BPM, so very slow. But the way it's hard is because of the 1/4 snaps here, as you can see. And the density aspect. If you remember the LMT map from semi-finals, I believe, on Hidden Free, this is kind of similar in that way. But except of having 1/4 into 1/3, the 1/3 is more straightforward, and I guess you could almost look at it as if it's a jump.
Yeah, the rhythm doesn't seem too bad to deal with so far, but yeah, it's the AR9 and the 1/4 aim, these little bursts, dealing with the aim on the AR9 at this level of difficulty.
Yeah. Some
Toss
spacing
in
changes have been made, but the CS has also been increased, but it has also been decreased again. So for the actual upload map, it's CS5. Just to make that info clear for some people who played this map already.
Oh, I was about to say, it's like, that CS 5.2 is a bit spicy, but aw.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be a pretty simple, like, it's just like a I'd say slightly complex, like, 150 BPM space stream flow aimish type deal. So I think if you were looking for a more traditional alt map, then this is probably where you could find it.
Oh,
but you better be good at hidden too.
We'll get to there.
Well, this isn't it, but
Yeah.
yeah, we'll get there, but it's not really it yet. Looks like we're going to be seeing Thrill, Risk, Heartless by Lisa. That's a Japanese song that is pronounceable by humans? No, I'm just kidding. But anyways, yeah, so this is Skyflame, right? We didn't see him for the Nomad one, but we saw him come in for the Hard Rock one, right? It's like two sides of the same coin. This song I actually am quite familiar with. It's actually quite on the streamy side. Looks like the CS was actually nerfed on this one for us.
Yep. So to do a bit of contrast between Nomad 1 and Hard Rock 1 here, we opted to go for Hard Rock 1 being a bit more on the streamy side. And this is what you see here. It is a standard Skyfall map as you would expect it. Very comfortable jumps, but high spacing. Really high spacing. So if you're an aim player, this is your map to shine on. Especially just like Nomad 1. So if you want to beat someone on aim, Nomad 1, Hard Rock 1 are your best bets for the pool here. And if you win a Nomad 1, chances are you will win on Hard Rock 1 as well. Otherwise, 4 minutes, 200 BPM, so slightly slower and a bit more streamy. Otherwise,
Skyflame, dude.
yeah, otherwise it's Skyflame, consistent difficulty. There you go.
Yep. Didn't Skyflame do the Grand Finals Hard Rock 1 map from last year as well?
Yes, except that one had more timing points, and I changed my underwear in the last year because Jesus Christ, why does it have so many timing points? This one, Fire Rage, we should be fine on here, I think. I think we are, alright? Just making sure.
It's not an Alia song.
An MP3 editing to get the timing to be exact. Extreme ODBC editing.
Don't worry, it's not an Alia song. It's gonna be fine, right? Like that's how it goes. I think, maybe. Look, I'm just saying, Lisa's songs have had timing issues in the past. There's a very prolific example that I'm thinking of that actually resulted in a map that did not make it through qualified as a result. So, yeah, it's possible.
Let's just hope this is not the case here. We did take a look at this. I mean, if this is as many timing points as last year's Hard Rock 1, then I think I'm just at a loss at word to be honest.
Fair. Meanwhile, on the more important things, fours. So I haven't seen
Yeah.
any VTubers yet, right? Normally it's like I'm
Oh.
expecting Kotone in the no mod. I'm expecting Kotone in the like remod. I think there was a Kotone in the hard rock in one of the pools too. Haven't seen them
Yes.
yet. There's still room for them, but for now I'm just gonna say you've just replaced VTubers with Kirito.
Okay. Look. Do you want VTubers or? I mean, we were dual wielding these VTubers in the early stages, and you know what? We just had to go for Kirito at that point.
Is that
In
how
terms
it
of
goes?
yeah, that's how it works. That's the unwritten map pooling rule. It's just something you done on the job, right? And otherwise, I don't think you will get your VTuber fix this pool, but you might not expect a VTuber where you do see them. Let's just keep it vague here. I mean, got some more maps to go, right?
Yeah, there's still room. I'm just saying that I didn't expect you to skip out on the VTubers and then bring in the Kirito, right? But you know, I guess Kirito number one, right? Is that the map pooling mantra?
It's not VTubers. That's all I can say.
All right. That's close enough. I'll take that as a confession.
I just can't win here, can I?
No way. You're too sleep deprived.
Yes.
Just keep it with
Absolutely.
the times, you see. That's all it is. Yeah, that was a jump map. Big jumps as well, pretty much the whole way through.
Yep. All right. Let's see what this one is. This is Ketsudan no Toki by Takanashi Yasuharu. I know this composer typically does a lot of the OSTs for, I think they've done a lot for Fairy Tail. I don't know if this song is from Fairy Tail, but it is probably a really good song, right? Seems to be mapped by Mordred. I'm assuming it's custom, and it looks like it's going to be the precision pick.
Yep, this is CS 6.5, so very small circles. So if you don't have your nurse under control, this is gonna be a huge problem. This is 122 BPM, but the entire song is in 1/3. The entire. There's no 122 BPM 1/4 for like high BPM burst. This is all 1/3. So this is essentially, if you calculate the BPM, this is a 183 BPM jump map with a lot of patterning. A lot of patterning. This is the uncomfortable jump map of the pool. This is purely single taps. Actually, there's a few bursts at the end, but that makes the combo to be like 550 for 2 minutes. This map is split up into 3 difficult parts. The first one you just saw, another one is coming up pretty soon, and the last one is right at the end.
So whenever I think of Mordred mapping, I tend to think of these jump maps that have a lot of pattern aim, a lot of symmetry, and are usually on the more uncomfortable side of like mechanics maps you see in ranked. This is looking a lot like that sort of style. You've seen so much symmetry in this, which is usually, it has an element of awkwardness to it when it comes to aim.
Yeah, for sure. Mordred. It's funny how he started actually just like the typical anime mapper, right? But except he had a penchant for geometry. He loves his shapes, right? Some of these mappers, they love their shapes, but you can't really do that for the prototypical anime style, right? And so then comes the shift to like the low, like this is actually a low AR by default, but of course on hard rock that's not the case. So the CS5 AR8 like symmetry, geometry, like jump map, right? This is what it is. So.
Yeah, dude, some of those patterns, that last set of jumps at the end there.
And he's hitting us with the treble clef, right? Like this guy is songing, right? Like that is nice.
It's good stuff, actually.
Out of all patterns in the map I've seen, this is one of them.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a very famous one. I think a few people in chat are going to recognize this. I think seeing the map are being pretty, unless this is a custom map.
No, this is exactly the map you think it is.
Ah.
It is internet female dog. Alright? And yeah. Hard Rock Free, 175 BPM, lots of streams, spicy streams at that, because there's a lot of stream jumps. And otherwise, this map is kind of techie harder.
Yeah, it definitely seems to be the case. It's also sitting at CS 4.7. I remember in the previous pools, right, you kind of had like the CS 4.4, 4.7, and then the 5. And I guess the trend is similar here, but except you went for a lot more rounded with CS 3.8 on the Hard Rock 1. So you focus more on the raw aim there, just to balance out for the no precision. But this is a different flavor, right? It's like you got like the pure awkward aim to the pure like just like stream aim sort of a thing.
Yeah, nasty stream shapes and patterns. You know, I think there's little slider streams as well, but like, look at these cut streams and these little 1/3, 1/6 rhythms here. The little cut streams in this make it really hard to be consistent on, even though it is only 2 minutes long. That section is really quite brutal on the circle size.
And this map is actually also one of the newest additions to the pool, because deciding on the Hard Rock 3 was extremely hard.
Yeah, this is this is a map that I struggled to pass for like quite a long time. I just can't imagine this as a Hard Rock pick. That kind of just blows my mind. So
yeah, this is
I think
also,
at this level it fits pretty well though.
yeah,
I think this might be the first and I think only ranked map in the entire pool.
Rip that one, miss man. Here comes the speed then. Here comes the DT.
Alright, yeah, look, we're going to be seeing Eternal Star by Asaka. This is a map by Lucent, who some of you may know. He's was a pretty good tourney player. And, you know, DT1, right? It's just like, I'm expecting nothing but, like, some pretty comfy, you know, just fast aim jumps. That's pretty much all I'm expecting. Is there anything else for his?
Nope, you hit the nail on the head. This is DT1 as you would expect. Comfortable jumps on 10.3, a few bursts here and there. Lower BPM than last week though, so the bursts aren't that much of an issue this time around, because I feel last week, DT1, the bursts for some aim players was taking away a bit too much, or was taking too much speed there. This one a bit slower, but just more spaced. Here we go, this is, if you're a jump player, these bursts should be a lot more comfortable, and otherwise it's just a stepper. Also, this is a custom map by Lucent, just a...
It's looking quite bursty, yeah, for like the pure aim pick. Sure, the bursts aren't too tricky, but in between all that aim, it adds quite a bit more, you know, patterning you have to deal with. What's the star rating for this with mods enabled, by the way?
7.5 something?
It's sitting in line with the other maps then, I guess. Yeah. If it's around that area.
So what you're saying is this is someone's next top play if it gets ranked, right?
Probably, yeah.
Actually, yeah. This could be in the vein of maybe being a top. Well, not quite a top play, because I think there's definitely easier things to farm than this, but this is a bit up there.
Fair.
Consistent. Looking at it.
Yeah, the jumps are generally quite comfortable, but I think just because of the amount of bursts, you might probably want a more jumpy map if you want to farm PP.
Well, that section. The way that aim sort of goes back in itself there in that star pattern.
Yeah, we actually
could be a little bit of a stickler when it gets played.
Oh yeah, we had a bit of discussion about that part, but people thought it was definitely in line. So, there you go.
Yep, looks farmable to me. Can we just change that AR from 9 to 8? Thank you. No, I'm just kidding.
That's the boomer speaking here.
This is the boomer chat, mate.
Yeah,
I agree with this guy personally. It's not because I can't read AR10 or anything. AR10.
Yeah. I figure it's good to have you. Good to have you here, Dooms. Right? Fours. So what can we do about this, man?
Look, I don't see anything on my paper, all right?
drive a hard bargain, Forrest. You drive a hard bargain.
I think this is the closest we're getting to a VTuber, to be honest.
Okay, yeah, I mean, well, the BG is in line, right? This is like some Yusomi tier, right? Like, Yusomi safe for work tier background.
Yes,
We're gonna be seeing
yes.
W's WWW featuring Hoshimiya Toto. And yeah, I'm expecting some speed here, right? You brought in L tier, so this is like nothing but nothing. There's like high BPM speed. It's actually, I think, the same BPM as what you had for the DT1, except obviously something completely different.
Yeah, this one is actually, I would say, a mix between stamina and what's it called, thing control. You will see later on why. This has a respective amount of doubles, so you do have a bit of thing control here. But you also have the stamina aspect, as you can see, and no aim requirement. So this is the difference to No Mod 5, which has definitely a bit more aim here. This is about 9 BPM higher. This is 249, I believe. And just, yeah, no big spacing anywhere in the map.
Yeah, I think this is actually pretty nuts in terms of the stamina requirements. You've got like 16, 24, 32 note even bursts, right? And then it just like ends up at like nearly 252, 253 BPM. I'm not sure exactly on the calculations, but quite fast, right? Like this is a big step up from some of the stamina like speed picks that we've had before. But does it scale hard enough for the teams? That's the real question.
Oh, I mean, I think this is definitely a step up from last week. I hope it is. If it isn't, then I mean, it kind of reminds you of, I think, even your map. Yeah, your map was actually in last stage for DT2. It had some doubles here and there, right?
Yeah.
And this one as well. I think this one has a bit more though, because the doubles are in parts where, you know, the stream start and stop. In your map, it was more akin to a slow part, where you can only focus on the doubles. Here you have to focus on stamina and those doubles which are thing control heavy.
Yeah.
Yes, relentless bursts in between those little finger control elements. Yeah, some of those streams are pretty long. They don't really stop.
Such
When
an
you get to the
innocent
speed,
song.
that's quick.
Yeah, such an innocent song, yet so evil on the stamina.
Ferguson DT. Okay.
Alright, and this is actually the reason why we got Fergus into ODVC. It wasn't the No Mod 5 from last week, it was this one. This is the speed map of the pool. It is 270 BPM and it is just a lot of bursts. It just does not stop. A lot of bursts in a row. And if you're a speedhead, this is your map. This is absolutely your map. And this is also a contrast to the innocent song from the previous map.
Alright.
270 BPM break, cool. Goodness me. Of course, we had Ferguson, right? I think his last map, the Gorshit one, was like 235, I think? Well, it was around 230 something BPM. Yeah, this is a big step up in BPM. 235 against 270 on breakcore mapping is a big difference.
Well, for the mapper, it's only it's not that big. Actually, this is only 180 BPM for the mapper.
Yeah.
well, yeah, you know, but there's sadists in this have people playing this at 270 BPM. Bit of a break here in the middle, at least. So you do have a break. The last Fergus one didn't, but yeah, these constant bursts at 270. This is red pixel territory. This is.
Absolutely. Oh, Arison. Thank you, Arison, for all the replays, by the way, because, to be honest, I think my playtesters have suffered enough that to farm replays on these maps, that would just be inhumane for me.
Yeah, and for this guy, it's basically just warm-up, right? Like...
Yeah, oh, he loved this map. He absolutely loved this map, and it's great, because he's exactly the type of player to... actually, he's the target audience, right? You think of a speed player, you ask him, is it fun? Yes, well then we got the speed players, guys. We got them.
Yeah, no, this is it, right? Like this 270 BPM breakcore, that's a pretty next level speed, right? Like, wow.
Right. And as you've seen, there was a bit of like Sliders you should pay attention to, but otherwise, we got a different type of map in DT4.
Yeah, so it looks like, I don't think they have the map that this replay was made for. So, meanwhile, I guess I could mention with that map, I have to say that background, I've seen that before. I'm pretty sure there's a ranked map of the P-Light song Ninja where I have seen that background before. So I have some big issues with Fergus just like stealing backgrounds off of famous ranked maps. Like, no, that can't stand. Like, just no way.
I thought I recognized something like that from something, actually. I didn't realize which map it was. I had it. It seemed familiar.
It was a pretty map, so a mapper of that Hard Rock 3 that we had, and it featured a guest difficulty from, Evil Elvis and Tekadesu, someone else who was mapped for this tournament. So really, maybe it was a cameo. Maybe this was just like some big plot just to have that background, just like subtle references. Like, we already saw this stuff, right? People are playing mind games with us. When Hidden One's just like when you see it, and then you just see Labyrinth of Steam come in on the next pick. Like, there's some three-dimensional chess here. Like, there's just some things going on. But anyways, yeah. So while we get that sorted out, it's just like when I look at like that breakcore map, I just have to say it feels a lot like that map that I saw Red Pixel pass. Like, I think it was the gore shit one. There are no angels here. Archangel Loy, like 900 something combo, like 285 BPM breakcore. That's what I imagined when I saw that map. And so it's a step down. It probably answers the concerns that people had where the 270 BPM speed pick was a bit on the easy side last week, as it was a non-custom map. And okay, looks like we're good to go. Oh my god, I did not.
Do you remember this one?
Oh, I remember this one. Woo!
So we actually have the Nomad 6 of courses here in a way different slot than you would expect it to be. So previous pools, DT4 was usually very speed focused, but because we have finger control in DT2 and DT3 and getting a bit of speed out of the pool, I mean, here's your old style 170 BPM space weird CS5 stream map.
You could call it that. I guess. It's kind of linear, but not really. This Kirby Mix tribute map. I played in Corsairs, but it was a Nomad 6, and I didn't get a chance to play that one live, but I absolutely loved the map. I was not expecting it to see it here, though. But
neither was I. Wow. Yeah, so, due to this lively graveyard, Akatsuki Records, this is a Kirby remix, so it's kind of like, it's very familiar to those of you who played the Kirby mixes. His thing was, symmetry is the only restriction, and the patterns do not stop after that, right? We got lots of sections repeating, right? We've got lots of symmetry, and just the streams just kind of go nuts. Kirby himself always fancied himself to be an alternator, so it's like alternate-ish BPMs, or what you would consider that in like 2014, or up to 2014, I should say. Nowadays, most people were single tapping this, except now that it's on double time, definitely like speedier flow aim.
God, look at some of these stream shapes, man. Like, some of these stream shapes have little 1-4 broken gaps in it that make it really uneven. I'm playing this on DT, goodness me. These are some nasty... If you call these, like, spaced streams, these are incredibly broken spaced streams at times.
Yeah, I mean, it reminds me a lot of the Even Polka trance remix.
Yeah, this is 170 BPM after double time, and 6.8 star rating after double time, by the way, and 2 minutes. Oh boy.
Alright, we're getting ourselves some eroge. Not to be confused with anime, even though it is a Japanese name, right? This is Hijitsu Zake Joshitachi wa do suryai desu ka? I don't know what that actually means. It's by Ayase. There is a ranked map of this. This is mapped by Lassa.
Yeah, so if you've been thinking, hey, so Lassa is a alternate map from last year was pretty cool. Yeah, here you go. This is more in line of that. So if you want your more flow aim focus alternate pick, this is it. It's 158 BPM and a bit high in density with 9.2 approach rate, but also slightly bigger circle. The circle size 3.8. Otherwise, Hard Rock and Hidden should be kind of around the same difficulty level, but Normal is obviously where most people will shine. I can maybe see 1 or 2 players going for Hard Rock on this if they feel so much more comfortable on that approach rate and density. But otherwise, this features flow aim and more flow aim. And sometimes has some cut streams and some of these triples, like the triple cut streams. Right there you can see it. Those are probably the hardest parts of the map, but otherwise it's the same map throughout until the end.
Yeah, this is really giving me vibes of that last year map, like very similar in mapping style, but unlike that map, this is going to force 2 players to take mods. So it's a tricky one, but at this level, you know, the teams have mod players that can play this sort of alt map. But I do think the hard rock players, like, would teams take more than one hard rock on this? I'd be a little bit surprised considering the spacing, but
yeah, the spacing is a bit harder, but the wiggles are actually, I think, thoroughly analyzed, so the wiggles don't become insane on hard rock. But yeah, the spacing just becomes higher, but it's a lot more comfortable on hard. Like, you see it on Hidden, and you know, Badu is hitting all of these things, but this is a lot harder on Hidden than he makes it out to be.
Yeah, this guy makes everything look easy on Hidden. No doubt this is tricky. At AR 9.2, there is an element of density coming in at that level, so although it is fairly simple in terms of the actual patterning, but you know, it basically dealing with like low BPM, very spaced streams on AR 9.2. The hidden stream aspect comes in really sharp.
Yeah, this is kind of interesting. It's a very good contrast to you know, the No Mod 3.
Fun fact, this was actually initially mapped for No Mod 3 and was probably like the second or third completed map in the Odyssey, like back in August, I believe, or September. We opted to go for a switch to free mod for multiple reasons, because of the way free mod was looking and what it needed, and how this map actually feels a lot cooler on free mod than an actual like focused alternate.
Such is the fate of space streams. All right, and it looks like we're going to be seeing the free mod 2 with CS5 AR 8.4. It's a Nathan map, and you know, I guess it's from the song is from Aokana because we see that character with outstretched arms, and yeah, so arrogant. Mugen Kido by Elements Garden.
Yeah, it's a Suki Nathan map. It is I think a background music of a visual novel or something. I don't know. It's a map. It has streams, it has jumps, it has small circle. You're either forced to pick Hidden, and because it's approached at 8.4, it's gonna be just that much harder because of these streams and some of the density. And if you don't want reading, you go for Hard Rock, and then you have these really small circles. Or if you're flying tuna, or I guess swimming tuna, you just go Hidden Hard Rock, because you know what? If you can, just go for it.
Just dodge the issue of Hidden entirely. Hey, 3 points. Those that want it.
Quite balanced in the sense that you've got both pattern aim and space, like triple space streams kind of scattered throughout. Kind of screws over both Hidden and Hard Rock, just to differing extents. With Hidden, it's not quite as bad since the AR is only 8.4 rather than AR 8, which you would expect at this BPM for this round. But yeah, the spacing more than makes up for, you know, the fact that it's also still CS5. So it just keeps that precision quite there. Nathan's honestly not the one I would expect to do this, so this is kind of, seems like a bit of a stretch for him. Kind of interesting in that regard.
Oh yeah, this was actually an idea from Nathan. He came up with the song. I was like, I see Hollow Wings sentimental skyscraper jumps, and you can see them right here. And
Oh right, yeah. I see what you mean.
he was feeling it. He was feeling the song. So I'm like, sure, let's go for it. This was actually around the time when we got him onto the alternate map for qualifiers. And I was just seeing where it goes. And because we had so many weeks to just take a look at this stuff, he sent me some drafts, some progress. And I was thinking, yeah, this could be pretty interesting for Grand Finals.
Yeah, it certainly works. Certainly works. It's just it definitely not the thing I would expect from Nathan ever. So, but nonetheless, cool to see that.
Yeah, you get this like lower AR style map for the hidden players with Nathan's modern styling. There's kick sliders, those patterned aims, the streams. Those sort of patterns on the low AR are going to be a challenge for the hidden players for sure.
Yeah, just 2 more maps to go.
Oh, no, this is a song I know, right? So Kyoki Ranbu by Leaf, right? It's a featured artist song. Actually, I don't know if this one's on the listing, but I know it's by a featured artist. So it looks like it's a tech map by Vikala, previously known as Toybot, right? Some whack stuff. It's quite fast, right? 230 BPM, so a bit of speed in the free mod. And yeah, that's all I got so far.
Yeah, so this is kind of a similar vein as the last week's Free Mod 3, except a bit more bursts. This is also one of the main reasons why we went for the DT4 replacement as well. Also, Hidden 1 was also used to be unfortunately a custom map, but we also had to replace it because of the speed binder. But yeah, this one has a respectable amount of bursts. For Grand Finals level, the level of speed required for this map isn't that high, but it's still present, right? And next to the speed, it does have its aim. And as you can see, the aim is very awkward. You have some pattern aim here and there, and on no mod or approach rates or just hidden, it's gonna be really tough for people to snap profit. If you don't want to do anything with reading, go hard rock. And if you feel comfortable in this BPM, otherwise probably go for no mod. It's 2 minutes, and this background is actually a VTuber. That's why I was hinting that you might not get your VTuber fix, but it's in a different way you wouldn't expect.
I'll sneak it in some way, man. I'm making it your mission at this point.
I mean,
watch this. Nah, go on.
Look, Vikala messaged me like half an hour before the showcase, like, I want to change the background. I'm like, I guess, sure, why not? It wasn't my idea. Let's
Oh man,
Why not?
I'm trying to save my skin here, alright? I mean, Vault is already hot on my wheels.
hey, look, at least he only griefed you with a VTuber and not something else like I know another mapper that you have would probably try. So
Oh, yes.
Yeah, we don't talk about what that is, but look, you could have done a lot worse. Although I think you are getting flamed in the chat for it, but that's what I heard from a secondhand source.
We'll see.
Man, some of the bursts in that, like the way they were spaced on hidden or hard rock, that's going to be a big tricky section in this. In between the aim and the jumps.
Yeah.
Those streams.
And now we're getting into the tiebreaker.
I'm holding my breath.
It's time to hold your breaths. And this one's custom, alright? You've seen a lot of custom maps, but I don't think you've seen this tiebreaker. Trosk, take it away.
Go on then.
It is Camellia 00 Parts, a custom song by Camellia. Starting off at 130 BPM. Alternate section. Getting faster into a drum step section in the middle to 180. Speeding up to 200 BPM into a streamier section. Ending with speedcore 230 BPM section.
Oh, okay.
This is a custom song by Camellia. This has been in talks for about 2 months or 3 months. Camellia has been wonderful to work with. He's delivered wonderfully with this song. And I mean, it's just great.
Yeah, so I was hinting towards how this was... I'd heard that this was going to be a legendary pool, right? So you've seen custom maps, but you haven't seen custom songs. So Camellia joined the featured artist team a couple years ago. I think he was to 2018, but I'm not quite sure on the timing. Nonetheless, he's been around for quite a while. He's he's definitely enjoyed a lot of support from the community. You know, having maps like of his stuff. I mean, even as early as his 2013 stuff, but probably popularized starting in like 2016. And now, you know, he joined the family as a featured artist sort of thing. And yeah, he came and worked with the OWC map pooling team to get this. As far as the mappers, you know, you got the two like Camellia mappers, like you know, come to name other than like, okay, one of the two, right? There's like 5 people that come to mind when you think of Camellia, but you've got Relazy and Mir themselves working on this. You know, Mir had to drop playing Forza to actually come work on this map with Relazy, and yeah, that's that. So, you mentioned a lot of BPMs. That's a lot of aim style variation. Wow. So that, I can't think of a better tiebreaker test, right? I mean, it's custom made to test a bunch of skills.
I'm getting big vibes of that round of 32 tiebreaker that, well, many loved, many hated, in the sense of it was like not unlike most tiebreakers. So many different styles, and well, I'm excited to see what comes later on in this map. This is definitely looking like a really, really unique tiebreaker. Starting out with those alt patterns, those Mir style patterns, the 1/3 cut streams and slider patterning.
A short build-up, and now we get into the meat of the song.
Yep.
Going out of the 180 BPM drum step parts into a short piano part, right into the main focus of the entire song.
Wow, that looks pretty incredible.
Good
Not to
luck,
mention,
have fun.
Yeah. So that was a song debut, right? We had to kind of cut down on the babbling for you guys to appreciate that song, right? And I don't know, Doom's Fours, I think that was it, man. I think that was it. That was some cool stuff.
Yeah, and that is the grand finals Mappool showcase. And I hope everyone had as much fun as I had. Huge shout out to Camellia for making this possible, especially for the tiebreaker. Huge shout out to Mir and Real Lazy for mapping this without sleep for the last 4 days. Huge shout out to every single mapper who has contributed to this World Cup, even the ones who didn't make it in. I appreciate your time and your effort and your willingness to step in and try something out, which is out of the comfort zone of a lot of people here, because this is new territory. And also thank you guys for watching, for being there for all the matches. We still have 1 weekend to go.
Yes, we do. Also, I just want to give another shout out as well to Mr. OMG Falls, who has worked so hard on these pools alongside his team. You've done a fantastic job, mate. Really good job on these pools.
I couldn't have done it without my playtesters, which have been carrying the last few weeks so much.
Yeah, I gotta say, like, I'm sure it's been quite a ride, right? Like, it's just been like, it's almost like, it's been a ride. You've done some pretty good stuff for us, so.
Yes, and also Kano as well, who helped out primarily with the earlier pulls. He's been busy recently, but shout out to Kano as well, putting in a shift during those first few weeks when he was available.
Yeah, so
Awesome.
Fours, we gotta get you a new mattress or something, man. You gotta like sleep for like the next week while you recover from these pooling efforts, man.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna take a vacation. I won't see a single circle in the next week after Odyssey. That's one thing for sure. I've seen enough circles in my lifetime this year.
Oh man, you've seen squares soon, mate. But yeah, that's gonna be
Wonderful.
Yeah, we're gonna be all done here. Of course, Grand Finals weekend is next weekend. Of course, Canada and Germany will go at it for a spot in the OWC 2020 Grand Final next week. And the winner of that will have a showdown versus the US as they bid to defend their title. It's going to be good. And you all should totally be there because it's going to be unmissable. Really, those games are going to be good. I think we're all done. Any closing statements, you guys? Or I think we're all done, right?
Yeah, we're done. Thank you guys for watching and see you next weekend.
See you guys.
I can feel the evolution. All my time no longer frozen. So maybe all the